Technology has revolutionized our world. We can connect with people across continents. We have access to information at our fingertips. But this progress comes at a cost. Our privacy is under threat. Every day we generate vast amounts of data. Our online activity, location, and even our conversations can be tracked and stored. This information is valuable to governments and corporations. They use it for surveillance, marketing, and even manipulation. The erosion of privacy is a slippery slope. It starts with seemingly harmless data collection, but it can quickly escalate to mass surveillance and control. We must be aware of the risks and fight for our right to privacy. Imagine a world where every move is watched, every word recorded. This is not science fiction, it's the reality we face if we fail to act. Governments around the world are increasingly using technology for surveillance. Closed-circuit television cameras are ubiquitous in cities. Facial recognition software is being used to identify and track individuals. Law enforcement agencies can access our phone records, emails, and internet history without our knowledge or consent. This mass surveillance erodes our fundamental rights and creates a climate of fear and suspicion. It's not just governments. Private companies are also collecting vast amounts of data about us. Our online activity is tracked through cookies and other tracking technologies. Social media companies collect our personal information, browsing history, and even our likes and dislikes. This data is used to create detailed profiles of our lives, which are then used for targeted advertising, and even to influence our opinions and behaviors. In the digital age, data is the new gold. Companies are collecting and analyzing vast amounts of information about our online and offline lives. This data is used to create detailed profiles of our habits, preferences, and even our personalities. These profiles are then sold to advertisers, who use them to target us with personalized ads. While this may seem harmless, it can have a profound impact on our lives. For example, if you're searching for information about a health condition, you may start seeing ads for medications or treatments. This can be helpful, but it can also be intrusive and even manipulative. Moreover, this data can be used to discriminate against us. For example, insurance companies could use our data to charge us higher premiums based on our perceived risk factors. Several laws are intended to protect our privacy in the digital age. However, these laws are often outdated and full of loopholes. They fail to keep up with the rapid pace of technological advancement. For example, the Electronic Communications Privacy Act, passed in 1986, was written before the internet as we know it existed. It does not adequately protect our electronic communications from government surveillance. The Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act allows the government to collect foreign intelligence within the United States. However, this law has been repeatedly abused to spy on American citizens without a warrant. These laws must be updated to reflect the realities of the digital age and to provide strong protections for our privacy. Section 5. The chilling effect on free speech. When people feel like they are constantly being watched, they are less likely to speak their minds freely. This chilling effect on free speech is one of the most dangerous consequences of mass surveillance. If we are afraid to express our opinions or criticize the government, we lose a fundamental pillar of a democratic society. We become afraid to challenge the status quo, and our ability to hold those in power accountable is diminished. The erosion of privacy also has a disproportionate impact on marginalized communities. Historically, surveillance has been used to target and suppress dissent, particularly among groups fighting for social justice and equality. When governments and corporations have access to our personal data, they can use it to silence those who dare to speak out against injustice. Section 6. The erosion of trust. Mass surveillance erodes trust in our institutions and in each other. When we know that we are constantly being watched, it creates a climate of suspicion and paranoia. We become afraid to trust anyone, even our friends and family. This erosion of trust has a corrosive effect on society as a whole. It makes it harder to build strong communities and relationships. It also makes it more difficult to address important social issues. When we live in a society where everyone is suspicious of everyone else, it becomes easier for those in power to divide and conquer us. They can use our fear and distrust to further their own agendas. We must resist the urge to retreat into our own private bubbles. Instead, we need to come together and fight for a world where privacy is respected and protected. Section 7. Protecting your digital footprint. While the fight for stronger privacy rights continues, there are steps we can take to protect our digital footprint today. We can use strong passwords and two-factor authentication to secure our online accounts. We can be mindful of the information we share online and adjust our privacy settings on social media. Using a virtual private network, or VPN, can encrypt our internet traffic and make it more difficult for our online activity to be tracked. We can also support organizations fighting for digital rights and privacy, such as the Electronic Frontier Foundation and the American Civil Liberties Union. These organizations are working to raise awareness about privacy issues and to advocate for stronger legal protections. Remember, every little step we take to protect our privacy makes a difference. Section 8. The fight for our future. The fight for privacy is not just about protecting our personal information, it's about protecting our freedom and our democracy. When our privacy is eroded, so too are our other fundamental rights. We must demand that our elected officials enact strong privacy laws that protect our data from both government and corporate overreach. We must hold companies accountable for how they collect, use, and share our personal information. We must also educate ourselves and others about the importance of privacy and the dangers of mass surveillance. We must be willing to speak out against privacy violations and to demand better from our leaders. The future of privacy depends on our willingness to fight for it. Section 9. A call to action. The time to act is now. Our privacy is under attack from all sides. Governments and corporations are collecting vast amounts of data about us. They are using this data to track our movements, monitor our communications, and manipulate our behavior. We must not stand idly by while our fundamental rights are eroded. We must demand that our governments and corporations respect our right to privacy. We must fight for stronger privacy laws and regulations. We must also take steps to protect our own privacy. We can use strong passwords, encrypt our communications, and be mindful of the information we share online. Together we can create a world where privacy is respected and our digital rights are protected. The future of privacy depends on us.